If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference.
Well, hi there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the All Around Growth podcast. My name is Rob Kaiser, and I am your host. Today's show is about socializing, social media, and echo chambers. Now, when you live the kind of life like you and I do, sometimes socializing is difficult. You know, like it's not always the easiest to put yourself out there, and oftentimes when we do, we find ourselves asking something like, how did I get myself into this? All right, so, life happens, responsibility happens, and adulting happens. Okay, so today this show is going to talk about life happening, socializing to a certain extent, social media as well, and echo chambers. Okay, so as humans, we are social creatures, okay? And when I say life happens, responsibility happens, adulting happens, we have all of these things going on in life that change the way that we've lived, over time. And what I mean over time, I mean just in the brief period of time that is our life. All right, for example, we are not socializing right now in the capacity that we were during our high school and college years. Okay, whether or not you went to high school or college, like late teens, early 20s, chances are, unless you're that age now, it's highly unlikely that you're socializing in the capacity that you were at that point in your life. And why is that? Well, because life happens, life on life's terms. We've got responsibilities. And there comes a point in time where we need to engage in this thing called adulting. But nevertheless, as humans, we are social creatures. All right, it's just part of our nature, our DNA. All right? Now, I don't know about you, but right now, at the time of this recording, 2022, I don't even know if I got that far. Today's show is, it's about socializing, social media. I just wanted to dive right into it, but this is episode number 388 of the show. And as of this time, right, July 28th, 2022, I am 44 years old. And since 2008, social media has been a big part of my life. And I say 2008, for that is when I created a Facebook account at the age of 31. Much to my chagrin, and largely due to the encouragement of my roommates and my girlfriend at the time. That's what people were doing. Now, initially I didn't really understand it, and maybe that's why it didn't seem quite as nefarious as it does now. However, I've become a firm believer that this, in conjunction with all other technological change and innovation, of which took place over such a brief period, has negatively impacted our humanity. We've been unable to keep up with these technological innovations, yet they continue to give us the impression that we are receiving the social requirements as humans that we've always needed. All right? They give us the impression that we are receiving these social requirements because at this point in 2022, the social media platforms are almost all designed to capitalize on the dopamine fix that users receive while engaging in the use of the platform. You see, because most are free to use in exchange for your personal information. Now, what they do with it and how that's used, I'm not going to get into, but that's how social media works, most of it. All right, let me run that by you again. I said that I firmly believe that social media, in conjunction with all other technological change and innovation, all of which took place over such a brief period, has negatively impacted our humanity. Okay, we've been unable to keep up with these technological innovations from an evolutionary standpoint. And the problem with this is that these technological innovations, in conjunction with social media and how they work together and that symbiotic relationship that they have, all of that contributes and gives us, Homo sapiens, the impression that we are actually having our social needs met. The manner in which we feel that happening is very different than how it's been happening in generations past, just as simple as a couple generations ago. But hey, that's just my opinion, right? Enough about that. So on all of these social medias, whatever one you want to use, right? You can pick whatever one you want to use for this example. You want to use Facebook for this example? Okay. You want to use Twitter for this example? Okay. You want to use Gab for this example? Okay. You want to use Minds for this example? Okay. You want to use Float for this example? Okay. I mean, you pick your social media of choice, and regardless of what it is that you prefer or what it is that you want to pick on, pick that one. And I think that you'll be able to see how it's easy to, get into these echo chambers, especially if it's one that you maybe have not always been a part of, and it's a new one to you, and you go there to get away from something else, or go there to get towards something else, to find a community there. We form this echo chamber. And I think that term, echo chamber, carries somewhat of an inherently negative connotation to it. Some kind of like alt-right meaning or whatever. But regardless of what kind of groups that you're into on social media, it's easy to get caught up in that echo chamber of stuff that used to be who we were. stuff that is perhaps holding us back from what we've yet to become. Okay, think about that. Like, before I ask some questions to kind of close out the show, just one concluding thought about these echo chambers, right? Now, whatever you're into, whatever your interests are, whatever your political leanings are or aren't, whether, no matter what groups you find yourself engaging with, okay? The way that the social medias work, the way that all of this works, just something to consider if we're getting caught up in that echo chamber of stuff. Is that echo chamber of stuff perhaps who we were? And is it stuff that's holding us back from what we've yet to become? So a few questions, guys. Are you stuck in an echo chamber? Is the echo chamber you find yourself in holding you back? What can you do to get out of your own echo chamber? And is this echo chamber because of social media, right? Or can you leverage social media and use it to your advantage? Perhaps finding new echo chambers to challenge yourself while you learn and grow. I don't know. There's a lot to unpack here with the talk of social media, socializing, echo chambers. I don't know. There's a lot there. I don't want to, put an inherently negative spin on all of it and say that, oh, this technology is ruining our humanity and we all need to become Luddites and return to the state of things that, aren't of this world. I'm getting distracted because my dog Toby is sleeping over there, and he appears to be having a dream. At any rate, no, we could certainly take the show in that direction and identify all of the problems with technology and the nefarious nature of the algorithm and such. But, we've done that before, and we don't necessarily need to do that today. But there is some good that can come out of this social media. There is some good that we can do with it. We certainly can leverage it. And we certainly can find new communities to engage in to help us learn, grow, and basically engage in a life that is part and parcel with what this podcast is all about. All around growth. Living the life and homestead of our dreams. So, again, these questions, guys, that I just want to conclude the show with are as follows. Is the echo chamber you find yourself in holding you back? What can you do to get out of your own echo chamber? Is it because of social media, or can you leverage social media to your advantage? Perhaps finding new echo chambers to challenge yourself with while you learn and grow is something that you can do with everything that I talked about, including technological innovation. So think about that and let us know in the comments in the Telegram group chat t.me/allaroundgrowth. Love to connect with you there. That's t.me/allaroundgrowth. This is Rob Kaiser, and thank you.
I can help somebody that I want to try. People may think that it's odd that I believe in love, and truth is always the best way to the world that may seem odd. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. I'm an odd fellow. If we stand together, we'll never fall. We can make a difference and answer the call. You know the times are wasting every day, and we can help somebody along the way. People may think that it's odd that I believe in friendship and love.